The battered Chevy van churned up the curvy Maine road, its rusty hull shaking with laughter, cigarette smoke, and the thrum of Boston's More Than a Feeling. It was October 1986, and 5 friends were headed north for one final trip before winter set in. Jack, the soft-spoken and practical mechanic, sat next to Kim, his quick-witted but devoted girlfriend. Behind them, Derek popped open a fresh beer, laughing too hard. Megan, the quiet artist, sat by the window with her sketchbook out, and Ryan, the self-styled outdoorsman, drove with the authority of someone who'd looked at every map twice. "Even exists?" Derek asked. Ryan grinned. "There's an old ranger trail north of Lake Dalton. My uncle told me a logging family constructed a cabin up there back in the 40s. Been vacant since," Kim snorted. "Or maybe because the axe murderer still occupies it." Jack laughed. "It's Maine. The closest thing to a killer around here is a moose." The crew laughed, the van full of warmth and music. But Megan's smile disappeared when something flickered between the trees. A tall, motionless figure vanished the moment she blinked. "Did you see that?" She breathed. "See what?" Ryan asked. "Never mind," she said quietly, looking out at the endless row of pines. By late afternoon, the van came to a rough trailhead, indicated only by a decaying wooden post. They offloaded their equipment, the forest crowding around them, the air unaccountably still. "It's too quiet," Kim said. "You want noise?" Derek grinned. "I can sing. Please don't," she retorted. They laughed, but the sound didn't travel far. The forest swallowed it. The path was thin and sprinkled with pine needles, and after a hike of an hour, they broke into a clearing. There it stood, a worn, moss-filled cabin huddled under the trees. "Told you," Ryan said defiantly. "Home sweet home," Jack scowled. "Looks like it shouldn't be standing anymore." As they came near, Megan halted under a nearby tree. A bizarre spiral mark had been burned deep into its trunk, a whirlpool of lines that caused her to feel dizzy to even look at. When she reached out to touch it, the skin felt cold on her hand. "What's this?" she whispered. The wind appeared to whisper back an answerless word. "Megs, you all right?" Kim shouted. "Yeah," Megan fibbed, stepping back. "Just tired." Within, the cabin was a husk. Dust was heavy on all surfaces, air rank with decay. A large stone fireplace took up the back wall. Carved into the mantle of that was the same spiral symbol. "Creepy artwork," Derek grumbled. "Old family crest probably," Ryan ventured. Megan shook her head. "No, it's older. I've seen this pattern before, in native carvings. They used it to mark forbidden land, places where the veil was thin." Silence settled. Derek raised his beer and forced a laugh. "Cheers to thin veils," they drank. But none of them slept well that night. The fire crackled low. Shadows danced along the walls. Ryan shattered the quiet with an old legend. "My uncle used to tell me these woods were haunted. Said the loggers disappeared, just disappeared into the woods." Kim furrowed her brow. "Disappeared how?" "Like they walked away from their lives. Never found any clue." Megan's pencil scratched against paper. She glanced down and froze. Her hand had drawn the spiral again and again. "She hadn't even known she was doing it, guys," she whispered. Before she could clarify, the room air changed, thick, cold. The fire leaned to the side as if blown by unperceived breath. The lanterns flared. Then there was a whisper outside. "Megan." Everyone stood still. "Tell me that was you," Kim said. Ryan's voice trembled. Nobody said anything. The whisper returned. Closer. "Come out." Jack took a flashlight and looked out the window. The beam landed on nothing but trees, then on a shadow, moving behind one. "Someone's out there," he said. "Probably a hiker," Derek replied. But his tone was strained. "No hiker makes that sound," Kim breathed. The breath thickened, dissolving into layers. Dozens of voices blending over each other. Megan jumped up. "They're calling," she whispered, staring away. "Megan, sit down," Kim began. But Megan was already striding toward the door, and then she was gone. Her beam of light sliced through the darkness, snagging on fog and pine bark. Whispers surrounded her, soft and inviting. They led her to a clearing surrounded by stones that formed a circle around a shallow pit. Each stone carried the spiral symbol, black and charred. Her own breath shook in the chill. "Who are you?" she breathed. The earth replied, a rumbling, rolling hum. "We were here before names." Her flashlight had died. Her scream shattered the night. The others sprang up in the cabin. That was her. Jack bellowed. They rushed out into the darkness, flashlights trembling. The trail was vanished. The woods felt altered, taller, nearer. "Megan!" Kim screamed. There was no reply, just whispers. Derek sprinted ahead, stumbling over a soft something. When he glanced down, his beam illuminated Megan's sketchbook. Each page covered with spirals, no trace of her. They staggered back into the cabin, white-faced and trembling. "We have to get out of here," Kim declared. "We wait till morning," Ryan determined. "We'll be lost if we go now," the roof groaned above them. Deliberate, slow footsteps. Then the scratching, nails on wood. "Tell me that's an animal," Kim whispered. The lantern wavered. A voice was heard, low, inches from Jack's ear. "Why did you return?" He turned. Nobody there. The front door burst open, wind raging through, spilling ashes. Derek slammed it closed, holding the axe. "Something doesn't want us here," he said. They hardly had time to catch their breath before 3 slow knocks on the door. "Don't open it," Kim hissed. Then, a voice. "It's me, Megan." They halted. "That's not her," Kim breathed. "You don't know that." Ryan moved forward. Jack caught his arm. "Listen." The voice outside altered, from Megan's to Kim's to Derek's, gliding through all their tones simultaneously. "Let us in." The walls shook. The whispers escalated to a scream. The lantern burst. The fire went out. All was dark. The following hours were indistinct. Whispers crowded every room of the cabin. Derek swiped the axe at shadows. Kim's matches fizzled out as quickly as she lit them. Faces surfaced in the dark, white, eyeless, reaching through walls like smoke. A hand, gray and slick, surfaced from under the floorboards. When the night grew still, Ryan was dead. Derek was gone. Jack and Kim alone huddled by the fire, trembling. "They took him," Kim whispered. "Dragged him into the trees," Jack nodded. "We leave at first light," but the floor under them was alive like it was breathing. Kim reached out to touch the boards and saw the spiral burning faintly in the wood. "Jack?" Before he had a chance to say anything, a whisper unfolded in their heads. "Stay." Kim wrapped her fingers around his arm. "Don't listen." The door creaked open. Megan stood there, her face white, her eyes black as tar. "It's lovely here," she whispered. "Stay with us," Kim screamed, tossing the lantern. Flame scorched across the floor. The smoke engulfed Megan. They fled into the trees. The woods went on forever. All directions were the same. The whispering accompanied them, fading and reappearing like waves. "Are we out?" Kim panted. Jack halted. All trees surrounding them had the spiral mark. "No," he whispered. It followed us. Something stirred behind them. Kim spun around. Nothing. Then a whisper inches from her ear. "Jack." He took her hand. "Run." They ran until the forest gave way to dawn. Light sliced through pines. But when Jack glanced over to the side of him, Kim was nowhere to be seen. Hours later, a logging truck creaked along a dirt road. The driver braked hard as Jack emerged from the woods, mud-covered, trembling. "Jesus, kid," the man said. "You okay?" "Where are the others?" Jack didn't answer. He turned toward the forest, quiet now, golden in the morning light. It looked so normal, but from deep within, a faint voice whispered, "You'll come back." Jack's face broke, a mix of terror and understanding. Weeks later, in a small-town diner, a newspaper hung by the counter. 4 campers missing in northern Maine. 1 survivor found. Below the title, a photograph of Jack. His eyes were empty, while the neon sign outside hummed. A whisper in the air seemed to sound, weak but distinct. "Stay."